almost ready. It's okay, I'm just gonna be talking about things today. Besides, 7.5 is now out, so that's also something to talk about, because I'm still finishing that up. We talking about Twisted Wonderland update. And then, like, some other things that I kind of did over the weekend, sort of, not really. I've just been trying to watch more anime. Hello. Let's check me notes. Because I was talking about the Twisted Wonderland update with one of my friends. Kind of giving her the rundown. So far, 7.5 has really just taken place in between, like, after Malleus is captured by Styx because of, like, you know, he just, like, covered an entire island in, like, vines and whatever. It's taking place, like, in between that and then the party that he throws. After he's like, I will go back to Night Raven College. They forgive me for some reason. So, like, we're kind of getting a little bit of information in between that, but then also set up for probably the next chapter. Because, if I remember correctly, the timeline for the game, it starts in, like, September. I think it starts in, like, September. Like, beginning of a school year, and then it's currently reaching summer. If I remember correctly, that's kind of like the timeline the game is taking place between. So it hasn't been a full year yet in-game. So we're reaching summer, and it's gonna be interesting. I'm still worried about Grimm, though. Because of course he did. He found another rock and he ate it. Like, please stop. You're scaring me, Grimm. And then he talks about wanting a unique magic that makes him, like, stronger or something. Turns him into a bigger creature or whatever, and I'm just like, oh no. Oh no, he is the prologue monster. Please stop. It's like, I knew this was coming from a mile away, but still, I don't know. I'm attached to Grimm. I don't want him to become a big, scary monster. I don't want to fight my son. He's too silly and stupid to be a scary little monster. I don't want to fight him. But yeah, it was very much just exposition stuff, as far as I'm aware. Which makes me all the more excited for the next big story chapter update, despite the fact that it's like, everything's gonna come to an end soon. But, like, I honestly hope that this game does well enough that they decide to try and make more like a physical game based off of this storyline anyway. Like, it's too good to just be a mobile game at this point. need the full RPG experience now. There's too many amazing characters here. I've grown too attached. I also need more ortho merch. I don't have a lot. I would like more, please. Oh yeah, and Vargas is supposed to be getting a card soon, but I really don't care. That's the least of my concerns right now. I do not care about Vargas. I am just more interested in every other character besides Vargas. I would like more staff cards and stuff like that. But then again, I don't care about Vargas. It's like the one character I could care less about. But that's just me being me. I can respect the fact that there's... It's like, he's not interesting to me. Enjoy your victory, Vargas fans. Wherever you are. Oh yeah, and that thing I was working on that I've been teasing pictures of, that video's probably gonna come out this week because I took forever with my audio portion for that. Just oops. Cause like I don't make scripts. I just yap. And that's what I did. I just yapped. So yeah. That's still gonna take a while to come out. But I do want to do another Halloween model. Like a Halloween costume thing, because that's what I did last year. That's where I got the Alucard looking Devil May Cry outfit. Because I'm like, I want to make a Halloween outfit. I was like, what are some of my favorite anime characters? But this project is going to be different, and hopefully I can get it to work with as few layers as possible, because again, I'm using the free version of Live 2D with everything that I do, which is a struggle. But I've been messing around with VTube Studio, seeing how to get like animations and stuff, like how to set that stuff, because I only know how to do this. I just know how to make toggles, and that requires quite a lot of layers. I just need to figure out a way to make something more interesting with as few layers as possible, and as few parameters as possible. Yeah. It's tricky, making things by yourself with like little to no money. But we do what we must. I do my best with what I got. I have so many silly images back here, but I have to reconfigure some of my settings. This might be a little bit of a short yap Mainly because I forgot to charge my laptop last night. I only have like one charger for like 2 devices, and that's annoying. I need to find one of those like the transformer, the plug. I need a new one at least for my phone. Cause that one's the one that's not working, and it's just like I want to be able to charge my phone without having to update anything right now. Like, ugh. So like I have to share the big old laptop charger between the phone and the laptop, and it's annoying. Especially because I tend to wake up kind of late, so it's like, oh no, I don't have enough time to charge my laptop. But whatever, we continue. We continue anyway. I also started watching more anime again, cause like it's hard, cause I usually read more manga than I do watch anime, but like back in high school days, I would just, you know, use the library to read as much manga as I could possibly read. Locally, there's a terrible selection, at least at the public library, whereas like bookshops or whatever, I can find whatever I want, sort of. Like, it's hard finding older titles. Like, every once in a while, I can find something like Ouran High School Host Club. But, like, that's rare for some reason. Like, whenever I try to find volumes for that, I'm just excited. I'm like, oh, finally! But, yeah, for the most part, it's not that easy. I also can't find specific volumes for Haruko-kun, which is weird, because that one's, you know, that one's new. But it's like the earlier volumes, like 1 through 5 or whatever, is what I'm having trouble finding. I'm just like, why? It's like, it's always like something like volume 10 or whatever, and I'm just like, I'm not there yet. But that's the annoying part about like buying manga rather than just like, you know, going to the library and getting a bunch of volumes and then deciding later on, I'm gonna buy some of this series, actually. Because that's usually how I buy my manga anyway. It's like, oh, I read this before, I'm just gonna find it again so I can have it in my collection. And since I've already read it, I can just reread it every once in a while. Like, ah, yes. Memories. Because that's, at least that's what I do whenever I buy volumes of Black Butler. It doesn't really matter what number it is. For the most part. But, like, I do still want to get, like, all of the volumes available. I'm still surprised it's still ongoing. I think My Hero finished recently, so I might try to get more volumes of that, but I kind of fell out of interest with it. But at the same time, it's mostly because I read so far into the manga that I don't really care that much about the anime anymore. But at the same time, it's like, oh, but I still want to see how this goes. I've also been buying the Twisted Wonderland manga as well, but like, I'm still kind of disappointed that the international version is stupid. But whatever. I'll continue to complain about that, but at the same time, it's like, I'll just buy the Japanese merch. But yeah, that's personal struggles. Anyway, shows I've been watching. I have been keeping up with Don the Don. I like that one. When it comes to like something that's new, at least to me, because like the manga's already been out for a bit. But I haven't read that one. I kind of want to read it. Mainly because the more of the references are like untouched. Because I just remember seeing something about like, oh, the mantis alien dude, whose spaceship has to be like edited for the anime release because it's just straight up the Millennium Falcon. So the anime just has to put like googly eyes on top of it, and it's like, boom, we're legally allowed to use this now. I find that kind of funny. I'm also watching another like new anime that's something I never read before, but now I kind of want to find volumes of this one. I'm watching Witch Watch. That one's actually really cute. I like stuff like that. I like me a fantasy shoujo romance going on. It's cute. My personal favorite trope when it comes to like some romance mangas that I sometimes read. It's the childhood friends reuniting after not seeing each other for like years. I personally like that more than just like, oh, the childhood friend gets stood up. It's like they have to have been separated for a while, because then that's when they actually take the childhood romance, like childhood friends to romance lovers, seriously, is when they had a period of time between them where they did not see each other. Because that's also something that annoys me in like some romance stuff, whether it be like anime, manga, or like movies and stuff, is when it's like, oh yeah, it's the romance between like your main girl character and this dude, but then there's also like the childhood best friend who's kind of just like ignored throughout the whole thing. It's like, bruh. Like, I feel sad for you, man. Your existence is just to make the other guy look better by comparison. Tough luck. But besides that, yeah, I just like fantasy romance stuff in a modern setting, sort of. I like that trope. That's also why I like Toaster Wonderland a lot, because it's like, yeah, there's magic and fantasy, but also you got like flying cars and motorcycles and shit. The existence of Ignahide. Technology that runs on magic is also kind of a cool trope that I don't remember seeing a lot of. I remember Winx has something like that. Winx Club. Before it kept getting rebooted in worse and worse quality. I liked Winx Club, that was cool. Or like just that era in general of like kids shows from like the 2000s or whatever, where they were like action oriented to a certain extent. Man, I miss good quality shows. I'm also realizing that there's kind of a few series with the name Bastard. Because I remember reading, well, not reading it, but I remember watching an old anime. It was like, it had something to do with the mafia. And one of the main mafia guys was like, I think he was deaf, if I remember correctly. But like he was still like, I forgot, but I know that that was a series that I remember watching. I liked that too. Kind of want to find it again, but like I don't know if that's actually what it was called or not. It's been so long. I'm just gonna look it up real quick and see. Because I do remember a mafia anime that was... Or was it something else? What was that Mafia anime with the... Death? I forgot what it was called. Was it just Mafia or something? Um... No. Oh, that was Gangsta. Never mind. Yeah, I liked that. Apparently it never finished. Or it's still like in limbo hiatus or something. I don't remember. Last time I checked. That was a good one to watch. Yeah, I like it. I kind of forgot. I know that there was like something about it. I think they had like unique abilities or something, but I don't remember. I just know it's very like American action movie inspired. But it was a pretty good series. I liked Gangsta. I'm just talking about stuff that I used to read and watch now, because like I want to get back into watching stuff. Getting back into my weeb phase more thoroughly. I mean, I'm still in my weeb phase or whatever, but it's just like just want to watch more stuff. Because for the most part, if I'm not online, I am drawing something. I'm trying to work on something. Although lately it's kind of just been eh. Like, I feel like I've been plateauing in art quality for a while, and I'm just like, I have no motivation. And that's kind of why I'm trying to watch more anime and stuff, because I want to get motivated again to actually, you know, draw stuff again. But man, it's tough. It's tough when you're in an art block and things are just kind of awkward. Well, I feel like playing games hasn't really helped much, because I just keep playing Dreamlight Valley. And I'm just like waiting for the next update because I keep speeding through everything. But it's fun. I don't know. I think I worry too much about that. But at the same time, it's like I want to at least work on something. Hello, Adriana. Welcome. I am just yapping because I didn't properly charge my laptop last night. I've been yapping about the TWST update and just anime and manga I've been watching and reading. And art problems, I guess, because I feel horribly unmotivated. I left earlier today, but the rest, big sad. I can recap what I've read of 7.5 so far. Wait, update, which update? The 7.5 Twisted Wonderland update, where it's like that in-between phase of, you know, what happened in the Diasomnia chapter, kind of like the aftermath of it. And like a bunch of like lore stuff. And like setting up for the next book, I guess. I'm still afraid for Grimm. Because 7.5 is, as far as I can tell from what I've finished reading so far, it's taking place in between that gap of when Malleus had to be taken in by Styx, and then when he throws the party for everybody at the end. I can't wait. The 7.5 is not voiced. I wouldn't be surprised if it's because it's just a really quick, like, lore dump thing that wasn't put into the main story because it would have been way too long or something, but I don't know. Because I don't think it's taking place specifically in between that gap. I think there's a little bit after the party that's going to be a part of it. I don't know. I'm still reading through it. But so far, it looks like it's just taking place after Malleus is taken in to when he throws the party in the Briar Valley for, like, the school. Where my worst fears were realized, and Grimm did continue to eat mysterious black rocks like the little goblin he is. But, yeah, so far 7.5 is kind of, like, giving us some information about, like, Malleus's magic currently, how Ace's unique magic technically works, some character development between the second year and the third years, and what the third years are going to be doing during their internships and whatnot. Oh, and I did do my other versions and gotcha. Ooh. We use what we can for creativity. Nice. Although I'm honestly more curious about what the Halloween story is going to be this year. I got King of Hearts and the Queen of the Pride. Hey, nice. Working on Sea Witch though. Ah, nice. It's nice. I will say, the 7.5 update is kind of not what I was expecting, but what I was expecting at the same time. Because, like, I knew we were gonna get something with Grimm, and there's a little bit of, like, explanation going on about, like, Silver, and that comment he made in Chapter 7 about, well, the comment Mickey made or something about seeing someone, and that someone being Silver. Oh, and for my version of Ortho, who's based off Pegasus, I named her Persephone, and we both have pink hair. Oh, that's cute. That's cute. I like seeing, like, Persephone-inspired, like, characters. For, like, Twisted Wonderland. That's cute. Also, poor Persephone is so pure, yet the gang has to fight her. Oh, that's so sad. Protect the bean. She don't need this. Oh yeah, and Silver Von Rouge is official in the story. He's so happy about it too. And this probably comes off as a little bit weird, because, like, I don't really make a big deal about talking about, character ships or whatever, but, like, I never got the vibe that Lilia and Malleus had, like, a father-son dynamic going on. I don't know why people would think that they did, but for some reason, it's like, no, that was clearly, like, mentor-student to Lilia's, like, my first best friend ever, and if anything happened to Lilia, I would destroy everything. So it's like, yeah, that's more like they're actually friends and stuff like that. Lilia never really saw Malleus as like his child, mainly because Malleus is the child of his best friends. So I never understood the trying to make Lilia Malleus's father vibes. It was so weird when like even Malleus is like, Silver is your son. That is your child. Yay, also her and Ortho get along, and at the end of the battle, I'm keeping Persephone alive because she's a robot that Queen of the Underworld made. Queen of the Underworld me made. Ooh, that's cute. Also, Persephone stays with Ida and Ortho, but Adriana, her soul sister. Interesting. Interesting role. I like that. That's kind of wholesome in a way. I'm a fan of that. I really like it. It's cute. Like, yeah, that was just some thoughts that was kind of like bothering me for a while because it's like Lily is clearly supposed to be like Malleus's friend. But Lilia always saw himself as like just his like teacher and or just unworthy of affection in general. So like I don't know. Like it was always bugging me, especially because it's like everybody acknowledges that Lilia is Silver's father. Everybody acknowledges that in the game. Especially now because everybody knows that that's what happened. So it's like I don't get it. I get that Lilia has father energy because he does. But that doesn't mean that like every character in the Diasomnia dorm is Lilia's child. He's just good with childcare at this point in life. But I'm scared to make Dragon Adriana because Dragon designs go hard though. But they are hard to draw. Lilia, father to everyone. Yeah, but that doesn't mean that everybody is Lilia's son. If that makes sense. Like, he's definitely, like, father-friend material for some of the characters, but at the same time, it's like, he's not claiming that everybody's his child. He has one son, and that son is Silver. Although it really bugged me when people were kind of saying that Lily is like Sebek's father when Sebek actually has a family that loves him and adores him. And you know, we met Sebek's grandfather, even though it was the past version of his grandfather, but still, it's like Sebek has a family. Although now I kind of want like a Briar Valley event, but we're visiting Sebek's family. I think that'd be cute. If I had a Tumblr or whatever, I'd post how they look like. Ooh. You know, as much as everything on the internet kind of sucks, I do think Tumblr is a little bit more chill in comparison to other sites. At least from how I've been using it lately. I haven't really made too many, like, updates on my Tumblr other than just art. Oh, we did make the Sea Witch. Nice and nice. Their blog for a while, but like I kind of want to get back into just yapping. Hello! Thank you, Christian Sanchez. I hope you're a real person because today was just an unplanned yapping session because I forgot to charge my laptop properly and I don't want this thing to take forever to charge. Like, I gotta give it a break after this. Just this. We yap about Twisted Wonderland here. I also just like anime and games, so yeah. Sometimes I yap about that too. Also, Queen of Hearts to me has more ink blob because I'm lazy to do more stuff. That's kind of like the fun part about designing characters sometimes is seeing what you can kind of get away with. It's like, how much level of detail do I want to put into this that I'm willing to replicate? Because sometimes it's like, I have so many cool, elaborate ideas for character designs, but then at the end of the day, I'm just like, but I'm not gonna draw all of this again, aren't I? It's big sad. Speaking of, I haven't really touched on my OCs in a while, and I keep saying, like, I want to work on something with them, but then I keep not committing to anything. I don't know. It's kind of annoying me. Like, I genuinely do want to make some sort of game experience or whatever. But, like, the question is, like, what kind of game do I make? I mean, I have a bunch of, like, character sprite doodles, but not a lot. So all I have left is Horn King, Genie, Fairest of them all, Queen of the Underworld, and Dragon. Ooh. What a lovely selection. That should be fun, actually. Oh yeah, I still need to give Benji Boy a name, the last name. I also drew the cover for Broken Mirror, and I love it. Hey! Nice. I need to actually brainstorm some names, and maybe I'll put a poll for Benji's name. Because, like, I can pull it up, actually, real quick. Because, like, I got his, info filled out mostly, but not the whole thing. Like, there's still, like, blank spaces in there for, like, stuff that I haven't really thought about. Like, his unique magic still has no name. Hold on, let me... It doesn't want to pull up. No! Come on, please. Fine, I'll do it I'll do it the lazy way, man. Oh, there it is. There he is. See, I have some of his info filled out. But, like, he still doesn't have a last name. There's a normal and overlap version. Hey, nice. Filled out some of this stuff. Kind of put his hobbies. He just collects old technology. I'm still thinking of where his homeland origin should be. So far, I just put Land of Dawning, but I don't know. And, like, the explanation of what his unique magic can do, he just teleports things. It starts off small. He can only just teleport small items, but, like, theoretically speaking, he will eventually be able to teleport large amounts of things and people. If he trains his magic. Benji Roma. I'm gonna make a list right now real quick of, like, potential names. Because I was also thinking of, like, Copper or something. Hold on. NG last name list. Like, I don't know what his last name should be. I should have wrote down some of the ideas that I did have. But I was thinking of either having his last name have something with, like, copper or, like, iron or something, or, like, something metal. I've also been thinking of something that means, like, navigation, like, related to that or something. I don't know. Like, I need to make a more cohesive list of potential name ideas. Because, like, I want his name to have, like, a meaning or something. Because, like, a lot of the characters do have that going on with their names. I feel like one of the most obvious characters is, like, Leona. When it comes to how, like, on the nose some of the namings for the characters can be. And most of the Hearts Labial characters. So it's like, yeah, his name can be kind of silly and nonsensical in a sense, as long as it makes sense with what his character is supposed to be. Oh, I also made his birthday the date when Treasure Planet premiered in Japan. Which I think happens to be in July. Yeah. Which is funny because there are no other Twisted Wonderland characters that have a birthday in July except for Leona. Leona's the only character who has a birthday in July. Because, it probably has to do with the fact that, the Tweels are twins. And their birthday's in November, and then there's another character whose birthday's in November, so, like, November you can get a chance of, like, 30 keys. Whereas every other month it's, like, 20. And then you just got Leona by himself. Which I guess that's also why it felt like it took forever to find his, to get his birthday card, because he's just the only character for July. He's also the only one who stays back. Yeah. Yeah, that's Benji boy. That's what I'm calling him. For like a silly little goofy nickname, because sometimes I do that with my characters. I like calling Kale my snake boy. Because he is my snake boy. He is big snake. Big silly snake. Silly, silly snake creature. What mischief will he cause? Guess that's why Queen of Pride kind of likes him, because she's based off of Zera. Oh, that's Lion King 2, right? I've only seen, like, the original Lion King and the one with Timon and Pumbaa. I've never seen the second Lion King movie. I just know of it. I never watched it. I should. I really should. There's kind of like a lot of movies that I haven't watched that I should. But like as far as like the main Disney movies, I think I've seen all of them so far, at least once. Except for maybe some of the 40s movies, because those were like, those were like, what's that genre of movie called again? Where it's like, it's just made up of a bunch of short movies or something. Some of the ones from the 40s are just that, so I'm like, eh. Yes, Lion King 2 and the girls also have a color bit of theirs to match the dorms. Working on Genie now. Nice. Speaking of like Genie, kind of. It has nothing really to do with it, but part of the 7.5 character update kind of gives us some character growth for Kaleem. Because Jamil's kind of like, I'm not your friend anymore, so I'm gonna start actually like being your servant. But like he's kind of like low-key bullying Kaleem. And Kaleem's like, please stop talking like this. And Jamil's like, I'll only stop talking like a servant if you tell me. Is that an order? Like he's like just bothering him in a sense. And then Kaleem's like, okay, fine, I order you to stop. And then it's like, okay, what is it? And he's like, can you help me with these interdorm competition whatever papers? I don't know how to fill it out. And then Jamil's like, I'm your friend now. I ain't helping you with this. You do it yourself. It's like you can't have me be your friend, but then also expect me to do everything that a servant should kind of be doing anyway. Like, you do it yourself. And then Kaleem's like, you know what? Fine, I will. And I'm gonna do so good that you're not gonna have to correct it. And then Jamil's like, I'm gonna have to correct it anyway, because I'm vice storm leader, but yeah, sure, whatever. Go do it yourself. That conversation is honestly the funniest thing that I read so far. Jamil is just like Jamil's just like low-key bullying Kaleem in a sense, and it's like, ah yes, finally. He's actually being more of his unhinged self. Also, Genie has a snake hair and snake eyes in normal, so also poor Kaleem. he needs to build more of a backbone. You know, he needs to build more like confidence in his ability to be like a leader. He's a little bit too aloof, a little bit too I'll do anything kind of a person because he has no understanding of the value of objects. Because like at one point in their conversation, Jamil was like, well, what if I actually try to steal all of your property, huh? Like I did in that dream, huh? What are you gonna do then? And Dream's like, no, I don't want that to happen. And he's kind of like, it should be part of my duty to not let that happen anymore. But I also kind of like the conversation Jamil has with Azul after that, where he's kind of like, yeah, that dream was weird, but at the same time, I loved it. I loved having a taste of power. Also, Genie hates Jamil and does try to kill him. Oof. Oh, Jamil, you little weirdo. He's kind of finally embracing his inner crazy. I like it. Because, like, him and Azul kind of had, like, the same sort of reaction about, like, having a taste of power and whatnot, but Jamil was like, yeah, I liked it. whereas Azul's kind of like, I'm a bit embarrassed about that. I'm embarrassed about my dream of wanting to be seen as popular. But Jamil's like, but it felt good, didn't it? It's like, who knows, maybe I will try to do this. Maybe I will try to attain this kind of power in the real world. Well, Jeannie even tells Kaleem that she'd be a better friend to him. Ooh. But yeah, speaking of like 7.5 stuff, there's more of an explanation about how Ace's unique magic works. His unique magic was Joker Snatch. And he basically kind of like swaps unique magic with people. And part of the reason why it worked so well in the dream world is because it's like a dream world. Everything kind of was working a little bit better than it should have. But at the same time, when they were like, Ace is messing around with it, trying to get a better understanding of how it works, he kind of learns that it's like, oh, well, you can't really copy like bloodline unique magics like Jack's, because that's just gonna not have the same effect. And he can't really copy Sebek's because he's not that good at what Sebek's unique magic does, which is like it changes what your body's made out of. And Ortho was like, oh, the only reason that Ortho's kind of like, oh, well, then the reason why it works so well with Riddle is because you've been collared so many times, you understand how Riddle's unique magic works at this point. It was so funny, the way that Ortho was just so bluntly like, oh, I understand how it works. It's because you've been collared by Riddle so much, you understand how it works. So I was like, he's basically reading you as a card. The way that they were explaining it. Where it's like, as long as he knows what spell you are going to throw out, or as long as he knows how to finish it, he can successfully like swap the magic that's being casted and use it for himself. Which was a nice explanation because I kind of was curious about how that worked. Actually, I'm still curious about how a few of the unique magics work for some of the characters, because I think Appel's also worked a little bit more effectively in the dreams than it did in real life. Or the times we have seen Appel use it. Yep, I kind of like getting the explanations for how the unique magics work. Especially when they're very new, too. Because, like, I like hearing how magic works in Twisted Wonderland, because it's so fascinating. Like, there's definitely a lot of thought put into it, and how, like, unique magics work, as well as, like, the fact that some of them can be, like, genetic in a sense, where it's like, oh, I will teach you how to perform this specific spell that's been passed down through our generations or whatever. Because I'm pretty sure that's how Ida's works. Jax is a little bit, Jax's unique magic is a little bit different. Because he kind of like brute forced his way into learning how to channel his ancestry, pretty much. I'll do Genie later, me lazy. Speaking of later, I need to let this laptop charge more. I don't want to keep going for too long, but I still want it to at least reach close to an hour. Yeah. Just, you know, I need to take better care of this laptop, you know. Until I can get a new one. Until I make more monies. But yee! We had a fun little time talking. Yeah. About random things. Mostly Twisted Wonderland. For a good part. But then there was like that part where I'm just talking about anime and manga that I've been like into lately. As well as my thoughts on the whole Lilia. Lilia's a dad friend, but him and Malleus are not a father-son duo. The only father-son duo in Twisted Wonderland is Lilia and Silver. And it's Malleus approved. Also, Sebek, Jamil, Jade, and also Floyd and Appel. Also, most get killed by my versions. Oof. Rip. That's awkward. But yeah, we've done yapping for the day. Sadly. I think I'm gonna move the doll thing to Thursday. Because again, I have the pictures, I just need to put them in the slideshow and whatnot and get that all set up. So I can yap about that. And then tomorrow, I'll probably be working on a drawing, but I'm not sure because I'm still kind of like in an art blocked mindset. But we'll see what happens tomorrow. Bye-bye. Thanks for dropping by. Adios.